I know this is a very memorable time. You are moving from school to a college, and hence look forward to it. Now, coming to what I'm supposed to do today is to promote civil engineering. But at the onset, I would say that I'm not saying that civil engineering is the way. No. I believe any discipline which exists is necessary for our civilizational requirements. Even farming, that is also required. Hence, I will tell the students that whatever opportunity you get, take it as an opportunity of life. Don't say that, oh, I could have gone that, I could have gone somewhere else. Don't have that negative or, hesitant approach. Be confident that you can move forward with whatever opportunity in life you have got. Now, civil engineering, just to introduce that what is civil engineering, it is one of the oldest disciplines in in engineering. People even date back to the civil engineering to the starting of the civilization. Now, I will not read this out, I will just say the key points. That civil engineering is very much related with the infrastructure. Now, in our country, we do have a lot of problems and hence opportunities. I'm not saying civil engineering for the few top of the society. I'm saying civil engineering for the masses, for the villages. Hence, there's a lot of opportunity. The difference between our country and a developed country is that the roads in a developed country, even in a just village, is much better than what we see in our country. That's the difference. The general level of handling their infrastructure is much better. And hence the country also expects the same thing from us. To quote President Kennedy of United States, that ask not what the country is doing for you. Ask what you can do for the country. Hence, as I'm saying to the students that as you're embarking into a college career, gradually you will be moving out of your student life and entering into a professional life. And the time will come when you have got from the society and now you have to move to giving back to the society. Now, our country faces all these real-life problems, the flood situations, bridges, urban networks, earthquake-resistant building. Recently, there was a disastrous fire incident in Delhi, and civil engineers are involved. Now, civil engineers are also involved with other trades, builders, contractors. That, of course, makes the lives difficult. If they are unscrupulous people, then we have to change. Now, what it matters for the next 10 to 20 years, urbanization, climate change, and net zero targets will make civil engineers the architects of a survival future, combining artificial intelligence, digital twins, and green construction to build smarter and safer cities. See, when I also entered civil engineering, it was not of the preferred choices. Because, typically in our country, we flow by the salary. However, before the IT era, the salary difference between an electronics engineer and a civil engineer was there, but not too much. Unfortunately, now what has happened over the years, when I joined IIT Madras, I found over the years, the attitude of the students have changed. They have got highly salary-minded, which I believe is not appropriate. Education should not lead you to a salary-minded person. Education, as Swami Vivekananda said, should lead you to perfection. The first year is common for all engineering branches. Essentially, there's a transition from the science to engineering. Okay. We have chemistry, vector calculus, physics, and then some idea about civil engineering, like building, drawing, and workshop. And there's a course on Introduction to Civil Engineering, soil and fluid mechanics. Now, let me tell you, over the years, what has happened is the curriculum has been made more and more whatever the student's wishes. The student wishes that I should be marketable enough to get high-salaried jobs. And hence, many civil engineering courses, and I believe in other disciplines also, have been grouped, made smaller, and more options are given to the students to take courses of their choice. But let me tell you, the country's requirement is there. Now, if you move out from civil engineering after your graduation from here, there are students from the other colleges who will take up their positions. And this is the situation in the country that today, if I look into who is the top person of Larsen & Toubro, the largest construction company of our country, he is Mr. S.N. Subramaniam. Where did he graduate from? NIT Kurukshetra. Who is the chairperson of Tata Steel? Mr. Chandrasekharan. Where did he graduate from? NIT Trichy. Who was the chairperson of ISRO? Dr. Somanath. Where did he graduate from? TKM College, Kerala. Then where are the IITians? Now that's a big question. The IITians have moved out in different disciplines. Many have gone abroad. And hence, the core sector of Indian engineering has been taken up by other students from other colleges. And let me tell you that just clearing joint entrance is not a ticket for you to get success in life throughout. It is just a ticket to enter a college to get an opportunity. After that, you have to work hard to be competitive, not just under the Indian context, but under the world context. In the second year, we are moving on to the civil engineering core. Core means these are the disciplines, the subjects which are directly related with civil engineering. Environmental, hydraulics, structural mechanics, geotechnical transportation engineering. I will briefly describe them a bit later. We will be having probability and statistics, measurement and sensing, entrepreneurship. In the first year, what happens is that sometimes students find an overlap with whatever they have studied. Yes, there will be overlap. Don't get bored by that. Sometimes the coaching institutes, they teach more than the syllabus. And hence, once your chemistry teacher teaches you the basic equations, or the maths teacher teaches you the basic differential equations, don't say, oh, I already know this. It's always nice to see the perspective of a different person. Okay, I respect your coaching class teachers, but also you should listen to our professors. Sometimes our science professors, they complain that engineering students are not listening to us. They're bunking classes, they're bunking laboratories. Now, this is not appropriate. Finally, IITs are government institutions. They're supported by taxpayers' money. And hence, we have to respect the taxpayer who is at least partially financing your education and our salaries also. In the third year, you are going to the advanced courses, the scientific computing, design of civil engineering systems, civil engineering laboratory and practice. See, all these courses in this new curriculum, the new curriculum is from the current second year batch. These courses are actually abridged versions of the courses which our third year students are undergoing. Okay. In the fourth year, you will, if you're interested to move into the specializations of civil engineering, then you have advanced professional electives and some other courses like professional ethics. Capacities that highly customizable via multiple free electives to tailor the final semesters. You can take courses in data science, artificial intelligence, finance. No one is stopping from you. Okay. It's called a choice-based credit system. That means you are satisfying the credits based on your choice. Now, in civil engineering, what are the specializations? Because you have to be aware of this, because before you jump into a career, you should know what are the possibilities. In IIT Madras, we have 6 specializations. First one, these are listed alphabetically: the building technology, construction materials, and management. This is a unique specialization in IIT Madras. Only few other places has this type of specialization on building technology. Next, environmental engineering, geotechnical engineering, which is related with the foundations, hydraulics and water resources engineering. They're dealing with an extreme need of our country: pure, clean drinking water. Okay. Structural engineering, that's my specialization. Transportation engineering. Minors are offered to students of other disciplines. These are like tailored courses so that students of other disciplines can have some idea about the societal needs. Air quality management, climate sciences, computational hydraulics, sustainability. Now this last one, the sustainability, we have now an Indo-German school of sustainability, where there are faculty members from civil, chemical, and other disciplines. Because this is something not our country, the whole world needs. The UN has declared 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. And hence, we are also saying that at least in the professional programs like engineering, we should target to meet those sustainability development goals. There is one interdisciplinary program, which is atmospheric and climate science. Our department is divided into the labs as per the specialization. The building technology lab there is a special lab called MPCM, Mechanical Performance Characterization, okay, where we have 3D printing facilities, okay. We also have construction management lab, where we teach softwares related with mega constructions, okay. Environmental engineering lab, it has been a new lab because they have moved from an older building to a new building, very spick and span, okay, where we have equipments for water and wastewater treatment, air quality, and other types of pollution control. The geotechnical engineering, we have the basic soil mechanics lab, and then we have quite specialized labs like subsurface mechanics, geoenergy systems, and there will be, I would say, specimens on ground improvement techniques. In the hydraulics and water resources, the environmental and the hydraulics and water resources, they're in the same building. They are in the NAC, New Academic Complex 2. There we have the river and coastal engineering labs and other related with this discipline. In the structural engineering, we are having a main bay where we have big industrial scale machines to test. You will be moving from small scale testing to, I would not say very large scale, but to sizable scale testing within your undergraduate program. Okay. In the transportation engineering, there is this traffic engineering, transportation materials, and intelligent transportation systems. Okay. The career pathways of civil engineering. I know this is also a concern of the parents, that what will my son or daughter do after finishing civil engineering? If you are looking only for salary, then I don't think that is the right attitude. Even as parents, you have to understand that civil engineering salary may start off a bit lower compared to some other disciplines, but it is much more stable, not under the vagaries of these ups and downs in some other industries. Okay, and that's the same thing in US. When I was working in US, there was the bubble burst of the 2000 Y2K problem. People were losing jobs. Indians were losing jobs left and right. But I didn't lose my job because it was stable, and I don't know anyone of my company lost the job during that time. Okay. That's why I would say that you have to think long term, not just the short term, right after graduation, what is the salary package. Now, within the career pathways, yes, here it has been listed academia and research. Maybe it's a bit too early to think of that. But yes, academic career is something, again, quite profound. You have to appreciate that to enjoy it. Okay. Research, we have national laboratories within the civil engineering discipline. Right in Chennai, we have the Structural Engineering Research Center. This comes under the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. In Delhi, we have the Central Road Research Institute. In Roorkee, we have the Central Building Research Institute. In Nagpur, we have the National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, and a few others. That means these are different types of careers related with, and academia, of course, the universities. These are the career related with academia and research. Next, coming the core engineering, which is anything to do with infrastructure. Okay. Companies like Larsen and Toubro, if you go to their campus in Manapakkam, this is one of the largest engineering complex. Okay. AECOM, Stoop Consultants. Now, these NHAI, National Highways Authorities of India Limited, and government bodies like Public Works Department and Railways. Now, the railways they have a huge history. The best civil engineers at one time used to join the railways. Okay. The Public Works Department, they take up a lot of high-funded jobs, okay, government buildings. Now, consulting. The consulting may be, see, even if you're a civil engineer, if you join a firm like McKinsey, does not mean that you will be away from civil engineering throughout. No. You may be handling projects related with civil engineering. Then Ernst & Young. Let me tell you of one of my friends. His name is Pawan Sachdev. From IIT Kharagpur, he went to IIM Bangalore. And then he moved into a job which is related with water management. And now he goes to Kharagpur time to time for taking special courses on water management issues. He was working in Singapore for some time. That means these are different options. Okay, that you may go to, whatever. Yeah. But see, don't neglect civil engineering in these 4 years and think that, okay, anyway, I'm going to MBA. I don't need that. No, then you're not doing justice to yourself. Who knows? You may be placed in a position where you have to deal with civil engineers. And at that time, if you're not able to read the drawings or read the contractual agreements, whom will you blame? You will blame the teachers. You will blame the system. But the person whom you should blame is yourself. That's why do not while away the time. Whatever opportunity you're getting here, try to have the best utilization. Software and technology related with finance. Software can be related with engineering softwares. They are very high-end softwares. Let me tell you, one of my students, Rama Session, he joined a company called Ove Arap and Partners in Hyderabad. From there, he moved to London. And suddenly one day he walked to my office, and I was quite surprised. I said, Ramaseshan, what are you doing? He said that, I just completed PhD. I said, wow, that's nice. In what discipline? Mathematics. I said, wow, that was extremely nice. That from civil engineering, he moved to a company who are developing these technical softwares. And in order to implement that, in order to program that, he did a PhD in mathematics. That means these are the different options. Now, you cannot neglect your mathematics course in your first year and say that, oh, I may not need it. Who knows? I mean, what you need at future, you don't know. Okay. Finance and analytics, there are lots of good companies which will give you a lot of professional environment. Okay. Now, these are the collage of our past recruiters. Out of them, there are many related with the infrastructure development, which are involved in developing housing, roads, okay, water supply. Lots of these are a requirement in our country. Housing for all. This is a mantra of under the PM Awas Yojana, PMAY, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay. I'm quoting my colleague, Professor Manu Santhanam. Just as engineering once meant building roads and bridges, civil engineering today encompasses smart infrastructure, climate resilience, and data-driven urban systems. It is no longer just about construction, but about designing the future of how cities live and breathe. Okay, I think with this, okay, with this I'm ending. Please enjoy, since you have come to IIT Madras, some of you may have come from the other states. Please enjoy our campus, although this is not the best time to visit because it's very hot outside. However, please enjoy the campus. Okay. And I wish all of you to join IIT Madras. Need not be civil engineering, even need not be IIT Madras. But whatever you do it with passion. Okay. You're open for questions.
So we saw one 3D printed building. Is that going to happen at scale? What's your view?
The 3D printing is coming up. Company like Larsen & Toubro also, they are having a special cell to work on 3D printing. They have made a post office in Bengaluru. Now, it is going to come under certain type of buildings. You cannot suddenly say that you will make this building 3D printed. No. But if you say that I am going to make 3D printed some very quick type of construction, good quality, 3D printed is going to come. Lot of work is going on, both abroad. Even I know Indians working abroad who are working on 3D printed concrete. CBRI, Central Building Research Institute, is working on 3D printed concrete. They have made a full setup to demonstrate a full-scale 3D printed building in their technology park. It is having a prospect, yes. Yeah, I can answer this because I also went through the same path. See, IIT Madras at one time, maybe 90% or more students used to go abroad because they felt that they're intelligent enough to handle the academics abroad. And I was also of that generation. I thought, let me go abroad. Now, over the years, I have been here for 24 years. The passion for going abroad has come down. The reason is, first of all, they're not interested to do higher studies. Next, they feel that I can go abroad by other routes. Take up a job here and go abroad. Okay, definitely. I mean, once you go abroad, you will see there are so many Indians from so many different routes. If you want to go abroad for higher studies, one should have the passion for that, the motivation for that. It is not that the parents are sending you and you are just going there. It's not like that. Out there, it is highly competitive. Mostly, I would say most of the places. And typically, Indians do quite good because even if I look into myself, when I went there, I knew that I was just hanging by the thread of scholarship. If something happens, the thread will be cut and I have to come back to India. Now, that makes you triggered. And typically the Indian students, see, when you see the Chinese students, they're working so hard. Why not you? That will be the attitude. And hence, going abroad definitely gives you an exposure of working hard. Okay, how other countries are moving. And I would say, yes, why not? You should have but you should prepare yourself for that. If you while away your 4 years, then you go abroad and then you will get the kick. It will be highly competitive out there, especially in good colleges. I would say, no, I cannot say like that. Things also are varying with the political situations of different countries. What was quite easy to go to US, now it's quite difficult. Whereas in the European countries, it is relatively easier. In Australia, Singapore, it is relatively easier. That's why this fluctuates. Please note, getting an opportunity outside is not a sign of success. No, it is a sign of whatever is clicking at that time. Okay. Okay. Others? From the parents' side, see, what are the challenges? Let me tell you, I have talked the positive sides of civil engineering. Let me also talk about the negative sides, because you have to be aware. I had hinted that when I was making the presentation, that our civil engineering profession is not confined within an air-conditioned room. You have to go out in the field, at least in the first few years, to get to see the reality, to understand construction, to understand project management. And there, if you start complaining, oh, I have to go in this hot sun, then you have chosen the wrong field. Okay. Even my father was a mechanical engineer. Even when he was in the top of his department, he had to go to the front and stand in front of the furnace every day. He couldn't complain that why was a mechanical engineer working in production. That's why each discipline has their challenges. A doctor cannot complain that why he has to meet so many patients every day, because that's the profession he has chosen. That's why once you have selected the profession, you have to accept some things which you may not very much appreciate. Things are not as comfortable as it is in a student life. You will be meeting different sorts of persons who may not be ethical, but you do. Our whole politics is like that. Okay. You have to even deal with politicians. Okay. What do you do? That means you have to have that personality to keep yourself upright. Okay. Others? Let me ask, who are all the prospective students? Please raise your hands. Don't feel shy. Okay. Please name a famous civil engineer of our country. Yes, see, whichever profession you enter, at least try to know a few names. Moksha Gundam Vishacharya, definitely that's the first name it comes. He also started like us in College of Engineering, Pune. But he went on to win the Bharat Ratna. Okay. Ayodhyanath Khosla. Okay. Then many others. Among the living, there are many famous civil engineers. Okay. Metro Man. Okay. E. Sridharan. Padma Vibhushan. Okay. I am having a full presentation on Indian famous civil engineers. That's why, why I'm saying these names is, that we should feel motivated from those who have treaded the path before us. Okay. Other questions? Any of the parents who is a civil engineer here? I would then invite the parent also to say, see, even in civil engineering, what happens is once you graduate, I believe it's that in every engineering, each one of us has a unique experience. And it is always nice to share that experience. I have a certain perspective. My classmates have other perspective. My friend Rajiv Dhankar, who stood first in the Indian Railways, he is now one of the top manager of Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. Okay. Let me tell you, I went into the academics, went on to do MS, PhD. He did part-time MTech. He did part-time LLB. Okay. I said, wow, that's very nice. And he did part-time MBA also. That means that's the diversity of career people will have. I have friends who is now a chief engineer in CPWD, in the Central Public Works Department of Delhi. I have friends who are in Mitsubishi, in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, Japan, currently posted in Singapore. Like that, there are quite of us who are in core discipline. I mean, practicing engineers, I'm saying. And they're doing quite good. I don't think they're regretting that why they couldn't get into those disciplines which would have paid them higher salary in the first job. Satisfaction in life comes from something else. Satisfaction in life comes from giving back. If salary would have been the only motivation, I would have said, Swami Vivekananda, Mother Teresa, they were the greatest fools the world have ever produced. But that's not right. That means salary is not the only thing in life. That maturity you should have. Okay? Next. You are here?
We would like to present a small memento to sir, Professor. Thank you, sir. On behalf of everyone present, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for taking your time to join us today, sir. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. We truly appreciate your presence and contribution. Thank you, everyone.